Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video I'd like to review a Blu-ray that I watched the other night. Now the movie is based on a Stephen King short story from his horror anthology from I think it was around about 1985, Skeleton Crew. Now the movie was produced by James Wan and it was directed by Osgood Perkins, Anthony Perkins' son, and that movie is called The Monkey. Okay then guys, before I say anything further about this movie and giving me thoughts on the storyline as a whole, I'll just read you the back of this edition just in case you're not familiar with the movie. Right, so based on the Stephen King short story and produced by James Wan, The Monkey is a new trip from Longlegs writer director Osgood Perkins. When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. So there you go, guys. That's the synopsis for this 2025 Stephen King adaptation, The Monkey. Okay then, guys, on to my thoughts now on the movie as a whole. Well, it's a load of bloody bananas. Yeah. No, guys, yeah, as is obvious. Before I say anything further, you can tell I didn't like it. In fact, I bloody hated it. Yeah. One of the worst, and I mean the worst, Stephen King adaptations I have ever had the misfortune to watch. The main problem with this movie, guys, it took too many liberties with the original, Stephen King short story, which was miles better. Much more scary, much more creepy than this sad affair. Yeah, there's a couple of stills there, guys, from the movie. Yeah, didn't find it scary at all. I did not like the blend of humour what the director decided to inject into it. It totally ruined the story. The second part was worse than the first. And stupid. A lot. I don't think I liked any of the characters and stupid incidents as well. Like for instance, where you've got like one guy who's covered in blood from one of the monkey's victims and that, and one of them turns around and says, "How do you feel?" From what I can remember, I says, "I feel fine," Yeah, and quite a few ridiculous scenes as well, quite a few unrealistic scenes. For instance, where there's one guy, he's splattered with blood from a victim, from a victim of the monkey, and he's just standing there, as calm as a praying priest, And then there's a scene involving the estate agent death, a police officer who's come to investigate. She says like, "Have you seen that room upstairs? It's like spaghetti sissy." Stupid things like that, guys, and that. Thought to myself, oh, this is going nowhere. This, but as I say, the Stephen King short story was miles better than this. I think this was a grave missed opportunity, guys. And I did not like the dirty cat-coloured colour of this movie either. It was like, like I've said in the past, guys, about this dirty dishwater colour. This was dirty cat-coloured. It had like this browny, horrible sheen to it. I didn't like it at all, yeah, sorry to be a little bit like blunt there, but it just looked the colour of cat, guys. It really did, But yeah, and as I say, it was ridiculous and that. He took too many liberties with the story. The second part was the worst of all, and I could not get invested in any of the characters at all. The two brothers, the parents and that, and the other characters and that, he did absolutely nothing for me. No empathy at all. And I think they did Stephen King's original short story a grave injustice and that, missed opportunity here for the monkey. Yeah, the movie was severely tarnished, guys, by unlikable, ridiculous characters. I mean, you've got like Hal's boss and that, he's got sort of like this weird big afro hairstyle, like from the 70s and that, and he's just coming out with a lot of, bull and that, he's intends to be funny, but it didn't even raise a smile from me. And then you've got the ridiculous school, the school bullies and that, turn on Hal. And what did he do? They covered him in like a banana slop, yeah, well, of course, it's a monkey-themed movie, isn't it? And what do monkeys enjoy doing? What do monkeys enjoy doing best with bananas?
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
They enjoy eating them, of course, yeah. But yeah, guys, it wasn't for me, this movie, guys, I'll have to say. It's a one-watch only, and I'll be flinging it on eBay or giving it to CX, I was sorely disappointed with The Monkey. the movie had very, very poor pacing. There's far too many exploding bodies. Though, granted, there was one or two different kill scenes, but most of the bodies just seemed to blow up and that, you know, into blood and gore, you know, as if somebody stuck a bomb, you know, under them and that, you know. So they didn't like any of the characters, you know, did nothing for me. And I'm surprised actually they stayed awake, guys, to see it right to the end, because that's how bloody soporific it was, to be quite honest with you. And as regards to the monkey itself, its only real redeeming factor was the merry tune it played on the drums and that, you know. So it's like, oh, I do like to be, oh, I do like to be beside the seaside, you know, an old British seaside tune and that, you know, from back in the day. But yeah, and another difference as well, guys. In the story, the monkey had cymbals, you know, but in this one, it was just playing the drums, and I believe that was down to a copyright matter with it between you know, the guy who directed it, you know, Oswald Perkins, and I think it was Walt Disney, you know, the Disney production company. Like, they didn't want to use like the monkey that was in that with the cymbals and that, which I think was a bit ridiculous if you ask me. You know, a lot of those copyright laws are ridiculous, you know, they really are. Yeah, nothing at all in this movie entertained me, guys. I wanted to like it. Oh god, I wanted to like this movie so much, having enjoyed the short story what I read and Skeleton Crew. But, you know, it was just, and it just, in the end, guys, it just became a big, convoluted, confusing mess, you know. I thought to myself, what the bloody hell's going on here? And that, you know, one or two flashbacks and that into space and that, interrupting the, you know, the linear quality of the story and that. But, yeah, I was really disappointed with the monkey. And even the ending, guys, the ending, I won't tell you, if you haven't read the, you know, if you haven't seen the movie and haven't read the story, I won't divulge the ending, but the ending was different. The ending in the book was better, much better, more gripping, more edge of your seat stuff. But the ending in this, it was like a bloody, you know, a bloody damn firework, guys. It really was. You know, would have had a better time watching paint dry, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely not watching the monkey again, guys. I didn't like it at all. It was a load of bloody toss, a load of pants. It was, yeah. And this is it. You see with Stephen King stories, they're always a little bit of a hit and miss, aren't they? You know, some are great, like Misery, Carrie, you know, The Shining and that, you know. But while others are just there, just make a total mess of them. Yeah, hit and miss with Stephen King's, you know, story adaptations. Yeah. And to be honest with you guys, if I was Stephen King and I saw what a mess they've made of my story, I'd be spitting feathers. But again, it's all down to sort of like money becomes involved, I suppose, and that, you know, sort of like sweetens it. I don't know, but as I say, if I'd have been Stephen King, I would not be mighty pleased with what they've done to the story. I wish they'd leave these stories alone, guys, and wouldn't tamper with them. You know, you can make a bloody mess of them. You know, if it ain't broke, the old adage, if it ain't broke, you know, don't mess around. Don't try and fix it. Yeah. But yeah, guys, again, I've seen better haunted objects, cursed objects than this. You know, there's one, if you want to watch a good story with a real scary monkey in, there's one with John Risser in, what's it called? It's an anthology movie. The House on something Drive or something. And he goes to this. There's one story involving this father. He buys this real monkey with his little boy in it, and it runs riot through the house. You know, but I'll try and get the film for you guys. I'll show it up for you. But it's an anthology movie made a few years ago. I think it's called The House on Something Street. But anyway, I'll show you the image anyway. Very good story in that called The Monkey, and it's really better, miles better than this. You know, this was like something you watch on a bloody Saturday afternoon, guys. A bloody apart from the gore, like something you'd watch on a Saturday morning kids show, guys. You know, it wasn't scary at all. You know, that monkey wasn't scary at all for me, in my opinion. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I know this movie has got its fans, and I was quite surprised actually at the amount of people actually enjoyed it. But I didn't enjoy it. But it's all a matter of opinion, isn't it? I think it's one of those Marmite movie guys that either like it or you loathe. But I thought, as I said at the beginning, I thought it was a load of bloody bananas myself. Yeah. Okay then, guys. The moment you've all been waiting for, onto a rating now for the monkey. I'm not going to give it anything. No, not even a 1, not even a 2, nothing. Because that's what I thought of this movie. It was a pile of pants. I didn't enjoy it at all. I think, to be honest, I think it was a bit of an insult to Stephen King's story. You know, I hate this when you enjoy a short story or a novel, and you get to see the bloody film version, and it turns out to be a pile of pants, which is exactly what this movie turned out to be, with a pile of pants with a capital P. And I certainly won't be returning to the monkey. But as I say, I've got to emphasise, don't be put off by my review. That's just my opinion. Check it out for yourself, rent it, buy it, see what you think. That's all I'm saying. I didn't like it, yeah, but yeah, could have been missed opportunity. story, because as I say, the second half was the worst. It really wasn't. That bloody stupid comedy what they put in. Why didn't they just leave the comedy out of it and just make a straightforward horror story? I read like Osgood Perkins. He wanted to do something different. He wanted to make it a bit more comedic. But he did a great disservice, guys. There, it was a very very unwise step putting comedic elements in. Yeah, they did the same with Freddy Krueger. They ruined that, like putting corny. They think they're being funny, like some of these American horror movies. They come out with these what they think are facetious remarks, but it just for some, with a lot of people, it just goes down like a ton of bricks. And exactly the comments in this went down like a ton of bricks with me. I didn't like it. So there you go, guys. That's my review of the the appalling adaptation of Stephen King's short story, The Monkey. I know a lot of you guys have already seen it, but is anybody here watching this video would like to comment on it, disagree with me? Did you like it? And that, did you hate it as much as I hated it? Leave your comments down below, guys. Let's got a good discussion going about The Monkey. Okay then, guys, I'm going now. Oh, just to remind you guys, I'm going to be on tomorrow night, Thursday night at 8:30 with another Alan Scouser live stream, and I'm going to have a very special guest who is Nigel from Rock God 2004. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay then, guys, try and pop along if you can. Okay, that's it. See ya. That's it. Bye. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, you might like to check out my website at www.alantoner.com. You'll be able to find out a little bit more about my work as a writer and all the books I have published to date. Thanks for watching.